On the show tonight, a man I am very excited to have join me. This guy, he was an integral part of a story and a team that has quickly become a favorite of everyone in the sports world. First baseman for the Birmingham Southern Panthers, Jackson Webster. What's up, man? So excited to get you on here tonight.
I appreciate it, man. I'm excited for this.
Dude, what a day for you. Just the fact that we're making this happen around midnight my time, but the world of just social media and connectedness, I might have just made that word up, but the fact that I've been following this story, obviously, but the fact that I can go on social media, follow you, throw you a message, and we get this thrown together in just a short amount of time is special, and I want to let you know I'm very appreciative that you're spending some time with me tonight, dude.
Well, I appreciate you spreading our story.
Hell yeah. And that's what I told you. I was like, I want someone on here to help me do it justice and talking about you guys. And let's talk about you. A hell of a run for you and the boys, and unfortunately it does come to an end as many things do, but in just as dramatic of a fashion. As you continued going, you see both edges of that sword within such a short period. Talk to me about this experience. Summarize, now you get to start kind of looking back on it, even though you're very closely removed. Summarize what this experience has been like for you and this team, man. It's a loaded one, I know.
It was definitely strange at first. Getting the news that our school was closing it wasn't too much of a shock. Last year we had the same financial struggles, and we were able to pull through with it.
Yep.
And we thought that my graduating class 2025 was going to be able to finish, and that obviously that isn't going to happen anymore since we found out the news around mid-season this year. But it was a dark day, and our head coach Jan talks about this a lot. The day that we found out the news, it was a gloomy, rainy day, and walking to the locker room, you could kind of just feel a presence that it wasn't like a good meeting that we were about to have. But after he told us the news, he told us to get in the batting cages and kind of just not worry about anything fundamentally, just kind of let your emotions out through the game you love. And as we were doing that, you could just see the whole weather shift. It went from rainy and gloomy to bright, beautiful, and sunny outside. And that I think that day is when the whole run started. Just after that, I don't know what it is. We were struggling in all three parts of the game: pitching, hitting, and defense. And after that, it was a completely different ball club. Started out at, lost the name of the school, LaGrange, one of our biggest rivals. It's always a good game against them, and that was our first game against them after we found the news, and we went up there and we put it to them. Great ball club, and went to center a couple of days later, he was leading the SAA at the time, and we put on a barrel show, and we kind of got the idea that if we could do this, like we can turn this whole thing around, and we did. We started stroking the ball, pitching phenomenally, defending the field just incredibly, and we were the bottom of our conference and rose to finish in third, which we didn't think was going to happen anyways. We were 13-10, and that was a blessing in itself that we were going to be able to host, the first part of the conference tournament, and being put out during that was almost as painful as finding out the school was closing, because we were like, is this really how our season's going to end? So those 2 weeks of practice were definitely tough. There's, a little bit sneak into your head, like, are we really doing this for nothing? And when we got that bid, it was like that rainy day. The light started shining again.
You have that news, and I think a lot of different groups, this transcends baseball. This is any sport, any level. A lot of people could have taken that news and just folded. The fact you guys take that and turn it into your motivation, your calling card moving forward, and you talk about literally backs against the wall. You don't know your season could be done at any point along the way. In fact, you guys take that, turn it into some positive momentum is pretty special in itself, man. And I was going to ask, talking about the bus ride back today, because I'm sure that was a long one. I was going to ask you why the hell you and the boys aren't on a charter after seeing the GoFundMe money come through, and you guys were definitely the beneficiaries of that. But then I see this tweet up on the feed earlier today about the decision from this squad to be together for this last bus trip. Talk me through that process. Was that as an easy of a decision as it seemed?
Um, it was one of the easiest decisions we've ever had to make. Coach brought the seniors together last night and asked them what they wanted to do, and they said they wanted the bus. And when we all got on the bus, Coach asked us, he's like, we can leave tomorrow on a plane, be home in 2 hours, or we can bus all 12 hours. What do y'all want to do? And it was, I mean, unanimous. Everyone wanted the bus back. Everyone wanted to spend that time with each other. Just have one more bus ride. Those bus rides are special. A lot of good stuff happens on them. We had a little group me photo dump on the way back, a little bit Among Us, but those bus rides are fun, and those are memories that you're going to keep with you forever.
100%. I've been on my fair share of those. Being up in the UP, any bus ride we'd go play, it was 7 or 8 hours. So you learn how to get comfy in those things no matter what. You guys, like you said, it's one of those things. There's a lot of special things that happen. Maybe you don't realize until after the fact, but being around the program, you obviously know how that goes. But on the note of that GoFundMe and talking about the fundraiser, whether it be supporting you guys in your historic season, seeing that support, just the outburst of support from largely a group of people that probably didn't know your team existed, if we're being honest, just a month ago. Seeing these people come together and support you guys in that fashion, how special was that? What was the response from you and the guys?
It was definitely it was really cool. We're a small D3 school, had about 750 people in total, and you don't get a lot of publicity. We had a lot of alumni support, which got us through those 2 weeks. I mean, they were writing letters, sending texts, video calls, just, pouring in the love and support that they could to keep us going while we didn't know if we were going to get a bid. But seeing everyone else in the country, getting labeled America's team, just having that outcry from people that states away. We got people I had a guy reach out to me yesterday before the game from Canada, saying that all of Canada is supporting y'all, and that kind of, like you said, social media is incredible. Just being able to get our story out there and have people support us, it's insane.
Hell yeah, man! When it's used the right way, this is a powerful tool, and it's great that the fact that I can be however many miles the hell I am away from you, we can have this conversation, is awesome in of itself. But the fun part, there's a lot of fun parts to this conversation. I think potentially the most fun part, and I would assume it goes the same for you, we got to talk about that walk-off, brother, because that was awesome. That was awesome. I'm going to leave it just like that. I'll set the stage for people who weren't tuned in. Obviously, bottom of the ninth, all tied up. Nobody out, man, on first, I believe. You come up there, you're in a situation where, hey, in a lot of places, at a lot of different ball clubs, you might bunt one down, get the guy over into scoring position, set it up for the next guy. Hell no. You walk me through that AB. I'm going to just play the video, let the people watch, man.
So I was on deck, and one of our old coaches, Jared Kent, who's at Benedictine now, came out there to support us. And there's an alumni who's a first baseman with me last year, and I told him, I said, I'm the best son of a bitch in this stadium. I'm about to win this game. And when I said that, I felt it, and I was like, okay, I don't need to let it get to my head now. And I kind of started thinking about it when I walked up to the plate, and kid threw me a curveball in the dirt, threw probably about 53 feet, and I took an ugly swing. I kind of smiled, and I was like, that was like a release of all of my nerves and emotions that I had right there. I was like, okay, I need to calm down a little bit. I gave myself a little chest pat to my coach at third and in the dugout, and threw another curveball a little bit higher, and fouled it straight back. So I'm sending an 0-2 count, and he's made me look stupid on one curveball. And I think I knew he's gonna come back. I knew he's gonna come back with another one, and he hung it just a little too much. And you hang it, we bang it, and
let's go.
I crushed it. It was awesome, and I kind of thought it was going to be a double at first. I kind of got around it a little bit.
Okay.
But I hear the crowd erupt, and I knew I won the game regardless, even if it is a double, because Andrew Dutton, he's got some wheels at first base. But I look out there in left field, and the ball clears the seats, and I'm like, holy cow! It's like a childhood dream to hit a walk-off, let alone in the College World Series.
Dude. That is ridiculous. And you talk about the stakes, too. I mean, in that Randolph-Macon game, this is a double elimination. Obviously, you guys had already lost one before, so this is literally win or go home, or in your case, win or you're just done in general as far as the program is
Yeah.
concerned. So is any of that going through your mind at the plate? I have to imagine so.
I've actually done a pretty good job of filtering out.
Okay.
It was I believe it was the seventh inning. They had a 7-4 lead on us,
Yep.
and I had lined out to center field, kind of walked in the dugout. I had a lot of emotions. I started thinking about, could this be my last at bat ever? Uh, like, this is the last time I step on the field with these guys. And I kind of said a quick prayer, just asking for like some peace and just being able to relax, because we had to go play the defense, 2 more innings.
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of just, I had a bunch of nerves going. It kind of just flushed it all and kind of put me in a state of peace, where I was like, if I lose this game, if we lose this game, we lose this game. If we win, we get to keep going. But I'm content with the guys that I'm next to right now, and the ability just to be here was enough for me.
That's important. What also helps is it wasn't even your first homer of the day. That ball, you're in that box. You're righty, right? I got to flip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to flip. I'm lefty here. But, that thing just looking like a beach ball on the way in, it had to just be looking some type of way.
Yeah. They had nice batters on center field, and that's pitcher's worst nightmare, because you can see anything with the batter's eye.
Yep.
Threw me a slider first pitch, and then threw me an inside fastball. And when I saw the fastball, I was like, oh, I'm seeing that all day. And came back into the fastball, and it might be the hardest ball I've ever hit in my entire life.
No shit. That's awesome.
I mean, it was
You
rough.
saved it for the right time, brother. We might need to get an exit velo on that, huh?
They had TrackMan, but I don't think it was running. I wish it was.
No. So, and then we'll stay on this for another minute here. And the other clip I wanted to show was from your dad in the stands, and what a special moment that was. You saw that one going around?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is awesome. So I'll play that one for the people who didn't get to check that out. And right before, he just basically speaks it into existence, and then you get once again that POV and the spot there. That talk about how special that moment is. Obviously, them being there, and also it sounds like he did the play-by-play for your home games this year. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. One of my high school friends, he was on the team last year, Austin Fried, did all the play-by-play at first, and my dad was like, hey, can I just join in with you? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So I think he slipped up a few times when I'm up there hitting, because he gets into it pretty good.
Hell yeah.
But seeing him, it's funny, because I'm glad he didn't say anything else. He gets into it, man. I love it. He's taught me everything I know. He's a hell of a dad, a hell of a baseball coach, and just seeing his reaction makes you feel like you made him proud. And I'm glad that he was there. My mom, my grandmother, and my girlfriend all drove up, and my sister. My sister was there too. Just being able to do that for in front of them, almost for them in a way, was incredible.
Yeah, man, you're right. That's a hard feeling to top. And for a lot of people there, you talk about your support system that have put just as much into you, right, to get you to this point and been such a critical part of that journey. And obviously this goes on to get picked up by ESPN, Sports Illustrated, every publication that's worth a shit. They all come along, pick this thing up. And so now you've gone from this team that's like, oh, everyone loves the little underdog story, to now here we are, and holy shit, these guys just pulled off something pretty incredible. And now everyone, it looked like from the outside, it just had that perspective of, okay, everyone's really jumping in on this bandwagon right now. The energy in that clubhouse right there, if you can call it that, had to be through the roof. How did you guys balance that going into the next round? Because there's not much of a time gap between those games, right? So you have this supreme, just ultimate high of emotions, and you need to level yourself out before going into that game against Whitewater.
I could barely sleep. I think I went to bed. I think I went to bed around 4:00, and it was a blessing that the game got moved from 3 to 5, and that was probably the biggest blessing. The greatest thing that could have happened. Everyone was on a cloud nine after that. Just being able to play one more day. We didn't really care about how we did it. We just wanted to play one more time with each other on the field, and I will say, Monster Energy got me got me right for the next game.
Hell yeah.
That was, I mean, I had two of them before the game.
Holy,
My mom doesn't like that.
what was the time span from monster to like finishing the monster to first pitch?
So I'm very superstitious, very, very,
Okay.
very
That was
superstitious.
gonna be my next
Me and
question anyways. Go right into it. Let's hear it.
so me and my teammate Ty Truitt, we walked like half a mile to this gas station. Wasn't in the greatest part of town, but we walked there, and I picked up two monsters, a blue one and a white one. Got back to the hotel, cracked the first one open. It was a blue one, right? That's a key point right there. And drank that, and then we got on the bus and got to the field, started warming up, and I cracked the second one right before the first pitch, and started drinking it throughout the game, and we
That's
won.
awesome.
So the next day it was raining outside. Games got pushed back, and I texted him. I was like, "We gotta go to the gas station, And he's like, "Yeah." So we walked through the rain to go to the same gas station, same route. I mean, didn't split a pole or anything.
Yep.
And
That's big. That's huge. Actually, that's huge.
oh yeah,
Yeah. I love that.
very
And so
very
here
super.
you are probably in the batter's box, trying to you talked about, right, asking for that calm and that peace and trying to filter things out and do all of that. Meanwhile, you're doing that with potentially 300 to 400 milligrams of caffeine just flowing through your system. That just like stark opposite is hilarious to me. But baseball is very much a game of superstition, and if something works, it works, right? And you go back
Oh,
to it. But
absolutely.
I love that, dude. That's pretty special. Now, looking back and reflecting now, did you have, it seems like that kind of this announcement of the school's closure, it sounded like was quite a bit of a surprise, and you thought that this class for you guys was going to be able to finish. It sounds like it caught you guys really off guard in that moment, although you said you walked into that room, there was just that dark, gloomy atmosphere that hung over, but you guys didn't really have much inclination that this was going to happen prior to that, right?
Well, so my sophomore year, the school went through the same situation. We didn't know if we were going to make it to my junior season,
Okay.
and we were able to get through. We were able to get through my sophomore year and into this junior year, and then we got the news, and we were like, okay, are we even going to make it to the spring? And Birmingham and donors pulled together and we raised enough money for us to have a spring, and that alone, it's just we didn't know about us not possibly having a spring.
Yeah.
One of the donors came and talked to us and told us about it, and we were all kind of just shocked. Like, he's the biggest supporter of the baseball team, Mr. Dick Shea. He donated a lot of money himself just so that we could have a spring and have a baseball season. And we didn't know. I personally thought I was going to be able to graduate. A lot of people in my class did too.
Yeah.
Even though we knew the current situation, we thought we maybe like in maybe 4 or 5 years it might happen. Not, in the middle of May.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. And now you're listed as a junior. What does the future hold for you and the rest of the guys that have those years left? One, to obviously go and get your degree and take those next steps in your life, but also on the diamond, right? Like, you got a lot of guys who I'm assuming still want to go play ball somewhere. What does the future look like for you guys? I'm assuming that starts really soon now, trying to figure that out.
Yeah, a lot of guys actually. I included pushed off the recruiting until after our season was over. Really just wanted to soak in the situation that we're in now. You're in the College World Series. It doesn't matter what level you're at. That's an incredible feat to make. And I think if we were focused on all the outside things, we wouldn't have made it there in the first place. I definitely want to keep playing. I don't know where I'm going to go yet. I'm trying to get an extra year. I got injured my freshman year. I got hit in the face.
Oh,
So I'm trying to get a year back for that. But a lot of guys want to keep playing. Josh Learson, one of our best pitchers, is going to Stanford next year, and Charlie Horn going to Wofford. There's a lot of guys on this team that are capable of playing at the Division I level. Jan and JD are just incredible coaches, incredible recruiters, and incredible developers. Jan and JD turned me into the player that I am today, along with some of my hitting coaches back home. But they just know they know the game. Jan is a baseball whiz. He's taught me everything I know, along with my dad, and JD knows how to, teach you how to hit a ball. Taught me how to hit the walk-off home run. So
that's
I got a lot of fortitude for those guys. But I mean, they set us up for. I mean, they set us up for any life situation. And this one right here, I don't really think anyone's too worried. Jan's got a lot of network with
Good.
the coaches in Division III, Division II, and D1, and he's going to break his back for all of us. I mean, he's this kind of guy he is. He's gonna make sure we find a place if we want to keep playing.
That's good, man. No, I'm excited to hopefully see and follow where these guys do end up, yourself included. And, to leave it off with you, obviously you have a lot of new eyes and ears that are a part of this journey now and have tuned in for this last dance, if you will. What's one thing, if you could have them remember one thing or one piece about this team, this squad, this school, what would that be?
I mean, I just want everyone to remember our story. And we're blessed to have once we won the regional, we had a documentary crew pick it up,
Okay.
and so we've had cameras on us, everything we do, getting dressed in the hotel room for a game. Like they've just been covering everything.
Man.
So the ability to have a documentary that we can look back on, because I mean, most likely we're not going to come back to our school. We don't have a school anymore.
Yeah.
So having that to look back on, show our family, friends, future kids is what I'm very thankful for.
I love it, man. I love it. I know I was looking at some Instagram comments, and the one was like, they all like the proposed titles for the 30 for 30, right? If you guys go win the whole thing. And the one that stuck with me was Kings Without a Throne. I was like, damn.
Oh, that would have been sick.
That is nice. Yeah. Whoever, they might have to get some royalties to that person, because that would have been ridiculous. I love it. Sweet. But Jackson, that's all I got for you, brother. Once again, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for hopping off the bus, hopping onto the podcast, man. That means the world.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Absolutely. Have a good night, brother.
Thank you, you too.
See you.